Let's take our whiskey talks to the Northwest today, to the state of Oregon, and talk about Ransom Whiskey. We're going to talk about their rye whiskey and two of their special 16 years that we've got here today. Y'all want to learn a little bit about this? Stick around. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to Brutally Honest Bourbon. Got another long story for you today. Go ahead and double time that speed if you want to. But Ransom Whiskey is something that has surprised me altogether. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know what it's like. But just the story behind the brand really intrigues me. You guys hear me talk a lot about my friend Robert, who puts me on to a lot of different brands, a lot of different whiskeys. And I don't know where in the heck he finds these things. He's just sitting around studying whiskey around the world. But he constantly is putting me on some different things. And for the most part, I've really enjoyed them. I really appreciate the way that the whiskey community is. In this case, it just proved to be what we always know it to be, super supportive. So Rob reached out to me, I want to say it was about a month and a half ago, and he sent a picture. He said, have you ever had this Ransom whiskey? And he sent me a picture of this 16-year batch 125 proof. And asked if I'd ever had it. I said, Rob, I'd never heard of it. Well, he wasn't real sure where it come from. Didn't know much about it. I immediately jumped on it. I hit Jason C. I was like, man, is this from up around your way? He said, man, I've never heard of it. I don't know. Asked a few other people from, around the country that might know about it. And then we just started Googling it. We found out that they're based out of Oregon. What threw us off is that the 16-year whiskey that we were looking at does say distilled in Indiana. So we just weren't really sure where the distillery was. Well, fast forward about 25 minutes, I found the number to the distillery. I called them, spoke with them, super friendly people, told them what we were looking for, and they said, well, the batch 116 year is gone. There is no more. But we do have a batch 2. I said, well, we'd be interested in trying that, but we really wanted to try the 1 and the 2 if that was possible. She said, give me a few minutes, and called me back. And she said, hey, look, our head distiller here has a batch 1 that he'll part with if you guys want it. I said, absolutely, we want it. That's perfect. So I started reaching out in the group. Like, does anybody know anybody around Oregon or around this area of Oregon, which is in Sheridan, Oregon? And that led me to Justin Wilson. And Justin knew Jose Salas. So Jose was in that area, and within 10 minutes, he said, man, I'm on my way. Now, with me not knowing anything about this place, I sent him to the wrong address. He gets there, and that led him over to the physical distillery, not the store where we were talking with Aaron Freeze, who was helping us out. So he had to go back the next day, but by the next day he had secured these bottles for us. And Aaron said, hey, if you don't mind, I'd like to send you over a bottle of our rye whiskey and get your thoughts on that product. This is 100% their product. These are sourced from Indiana, I would assume MGP, some 16-year juice that Robert had heard was really good. So it led us to learn about these guys. So I'll tell you a little bit about them, and then we'll get into this whiskey. So Ransom Spirits in Sheridan, Oregon. They started craft distilling in 1997. They're on a 40-acre farm. They grow most of their grains and their botanicals, like for gin and such. They're certified organic in their product and their distillation. Strong roots in winemaking. So this rye whiskey that we're looking at, it's about a $40 bottle from what I can figure out. It's a 6-year, 93 proof, finished in Pinot Noir cask. The mash bill is made up of unmalted rye, malted barley, unmalted barley, crystal malt, malted wheat. Their whiskey's all made in a handmade, hand-hammered, direct fire, alembic copper pot still, which is very old school, dual chamber. And this particular rye whiskey was made with the heart of hearts. So when they cut this thing, they cut it and cut it and cut it, which would lead you to believe that there was very little whiskey left. They're known for using pure Oregon rainwater. They generate their own power using solar panels. They focus on small batch, low technology craftsmanship. The area in which they're growing their grains is like volcanic soils, ideal for grains and grapes. And their whiskey is said to be less oak forward and less proof. So all we've had to try of theirs is going to be the rye whiskey, but I'm really curious in trying this 16 year as well. So we're going to get into those today, see what we think about them. I think we'll save the rye for last. It is the lowest proof, but it is rye. And we'll jump into these bourbons, which I don't really know. I don't know what mash bill it is. The label just really talks about, hands-on, no robots, that kind of thing. And it's just saying that it's a 112 proof and 125 proof. It does still say handcrafted with pure Oregon water, but I wonder if that's just part of what they put on their labels to begin with. So I think we'll start with batch 2, I guess. It's lower proof. We'll go that way, just see what we think. And we'll jump into that rye whiskey last, which that really may be unfair to that rye whiskey given the proof point. I'm going to assume that these bourbons are rye-based bourbons. I don't know. That's the way I'm going to do it. Maybe unfair. Maybe I need to go back and try them in a different setting and let you guys know more about that. Maybe I'll do a short on this rye whiskey on another day, but I think we're going to jump into the bourbons first. Typically, I'm going to do wheats, bourbons, and then ryes if I had my druthers on the way that we try through some of those. Oh, wow. All right, so glass corks. I was waiting for the pop. That's a glass cork. So there was no pop. Give that a pour. All right, so this is going to be batch 2, 16 year, 112 proof. It's bottle 15. Had one little warm up earlier, so I really haven't had anything to drink today. And it's really nice on the nose. A lot of darker caramels. There's some rye spice in there, it seems. Some nice sweet oak in there. Maybe a little like cedar even. It's really sweet. Y'all, that says distilled in Indiana. That doesn't taste like a MGP that I've had before. Let's give us another little touch of that. It almost has like just a little bit of a funk on it, and that's throwing me off thinking that it's MGP. I need to get the facts on this from them. It definitely says distilled in Indiana, but it's almost got a pot still like funk to it. And there again, if it's MGP, it's not pot still, I don't think, right? It's really good. I'll say that. It is really good. It just really set me back because I'm sitting here expecting typical MGP bourbon mash bill that I've had. Maybe my palate's off today. It's a little lighter on the mouthfeel. Really good flavors. I'm getting just a little bit of like a grape in there. The finish doesn't last very long. It's not really high on that flavor dial like I talk about, but it's really good. It's a really good bottle. And it was crazy affordable for a 16-year whiskey. Man, I wish I remembered. So they were super affordable for a 16-year. I'm thinking they're around $85 a bottle, but that tastes crafty. Delicious, but it tastes crafty. So I'm going to have to learn more about this. I don't know. That's really good pour. The flavor that it has, I really like. It's not quite high as on the flavor dial as I would like for a 16-year whiskey. It's not quite as oily and viscous as I would like. All right, let's jump into the batch 1, which maybe we should have done first, but given the proof, we'll go to it second. People always talk about how hard those glass corks are to get out. They're not that bad. All right, so batch 1, pretty dark, man. Sheets of glass pretty well. It's really not even dropping any legs yet. Thinner. Okay, that's going to be different on the nose. It's going to be a little darker. I'm still getting some of that, like a grape flavor, which, I like that. I'm not getting like real grape or grape skins or anything like that. It's almost like a grape chewing gum. Okay, batch 1 is special. Wow. It's definitely grapey. Super thick on the mouthfeel. Now the legs are starting to drop out on the glass. Really thin legs. They're long. Look at that. It's syrupy, guys. I was sitting here thinking to myself, did I drink that one first? But I think we all know I drank this one first, right? This one drinks lower in proof than that one. It drinks thicker. Way more flavor on the flavor dial. That's pretty special whiskey. So I don't know the gentleman's name who the head master distiller is over there that allowed us to get that bottle. Thank you. $80? Dude, I would take 3 cases of that. That's really good. For me, it's just like, it's grapey. There's like just a hint of like some cashew there to it. Just a hint of like a pepper spice mid to late palate. It covers the palate, like it covers your palate and just coats it. Okay, that's really good. Rob, you're gonna be happy with this one right here. All right. Last but not least, let's jump into their rye and see what we think about this. So this is 100% their juice, their grain, distilled in that Olympic pot still. Glass corks are always just different, right? In the bottle, it certainly looks lighter than that 16-year, which it's a 6-year. Hard to tell in the glass. I feel like it's thinner. I think so. I think it's definitely thinner than that 16-year. Okay, on the nose, this is not a typical rye. Not by far. It's got some funkiness to it. It's certainly got that red wine impact to it, like grape skins. I don't dislike that. The fact that I know that it was finished in Pinot Noir cask helps me to kind of like preface and prep my mental for it, right? If I just told you this was a rye whiskey and I poured it for you, would be a little bit appalled, a little offended, like not wanting it. But that's because you may not have known it was finished in a wine cask. Once you know that, I'm that same way with cab finishes. That is not a typical rye. So tons of wine impact on it. It's really soft on the nose, but it is really like earthy, grapey. I don't mean earthy in a bad way either. Just think like raw grapes off the vine, and you kind of mash them in your hand. You have the skin, and you just like that. It's that for me. That reminds me of a Glenallachie Scotch, a Highland Speyside type Scotch. Really good. A little thicker on the palate than I thought it would be. Doesn't have a ton of finish. It fell flat towards the back for me. Back to what we said. Drinking 112. There's like some cereal going on there. That's really good. That is really good. I like that. So I don't know if you guys have had Glenallachie type scotches, but to me, they're a bourbon drinker scotch. It's a good segue into scotches because it's not all of the really smoky and peaty and, really funky sea oyster, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that crazy deep scotch that you could get. Man, that is really good. So, I really like that. The finish on it is, it's mid. It is carrying a little longer now that I've taken a few sips. It's hanging in there. This is certainly a bottle that you would want to drink by its lonesome. You don't want to put it next to these like I did. Totally unfair to it, in my opinion, because of the proof of these. And this thing right here, I don't really want to call this a monster, but relative to what's sitting up here on this is a monster. Like, that is just a super fantastic pour. And if Robert's watching this video, he's thinking, well, there ain't gonna be none left for me, Brandon. I guess that's kind of my goal, is not to leave any for Robert, right? By far, batch one knocks it out of the park. The flavor intensity is, it's the dials up, the amplifier is on, the power to the amplifier, like that is a lot of flavor. And drink's really good. Y'all know I love nutty finishes, like that cashew type creaminess. I like that. That rye whiskey's good, guys. So I wouldn't go pick that up if I were like, I'm out for a good rye whiskey or rye bourbon. It ain't that. It is not that. That is a unique offering right there that is really good. So I definitely think that you guys should try before you buy, because it may not be for you, but it absolutely could be. So, guys, that's my thoughts on it. I hope that this turns you on to a brand that you didn't know about, because I certainly didn't know about Ransom out of Oregon, nor did I know all the details that we shared about them today. And I am going to lean on them to figure out if this is MGP juice or if it was contract distilled by MGP for them. I just don't know what's going on there. But that batch one is really good. So, Rob, thank you. Jose, Justin, thank y'all for getting this to me, man. I really do appreciate that. Guys, if you hadn't looked over at the Patreon, I encourage you to do that. Look over at Brutally Honest 1 and check out some of it's called our collection, right? So that's just typical bottles that we're carrying on that website. Look over there and just tell me what you think. I think some of the prices are crazy affordable. Shipping from that retailer is going to be about $18, $19, and that covers between 1 and 12 bottles. We'll be soon carrying Crittenden, probably sometime in the month of May. So we'll have some, I don't know, we're getting about 100 cases of Crittenden over there. So we're getting the 6-year family reserve. I don't think we have any of the double oak, but we've got some like the Dogman coming, some of their other like cryptic series. Y'all look over there, Brutally Honest 1, and tell me what you think. If you're interested in any of the single barrel picks that we do, Patreon is the best place to get that. So check the Patreon out as well. And until the next time, y'all let the whiskey and friendships flow. Cheers. Hoo-wee.